Hello students, welcome to this session. This session is on broadband and SWAN projects. In our earlier session, we had seen some projects developed by National Informatics Center and ERNET. So, in this particular session, we will see what are the projects that are being developed under SWAN, and also some little focus we will put it on MEITY also. So, I am Professor V.V. Subramaniam, Director, School of Computer and Information Sciences, IGNOU, New Delhi. So, coming to this SWAN, it is an interesting word and it stands for Statewide Area Network. So, the Government of India had approved the scheme for establishing SWAN across the country in March 2005 at a total outlay of 3,334 crores to be expended by the department under grant in aid of 2005 crore over a period of 5 years. So, this was an interesting project wherein which it covers the whole states across the country. So, under this scheme, technical and financial assistance are being provided to the states, union territories for establishing SWANs to connect all state union territory headquarters up to the block level. So, this is an underlining word, right from the central government till the block level they want to connect. So, each of the state union territory can enhance the bandwidth up to 34 Mbps between state headquarters to district headquarters and up to 5 Mbps between district headquarters and to the block level. So, this was a very ambitious project with huge amounts that needs to be spent. So, the salient features we can see SWAN is envisaged as the converged backbone network for data, voice and video communications. All the three are covered: the data communication, the voice communication and also the video communication throughout the state with the following salient features: one POP at each state district block headquarter. Each POP has configurable aggregation equipment to enable vertical and horizontal connectivity, gateway to NIC, NET for interstate connectivity, and then state or NIC would receive the discounted price of BSNL broadband cost. That is the MOU was earlier signed. So, this particular thing also they will receive. Then let us come to the implementation part. There are two options one can search. One option is PPP model, that is public private partnership model. It identifies a suitable PPP model and selects an appropriate agency through a suitable competitive process for outstanding the establishment, operation and maintenance of the network. And the other model is directly from the NIC. So, this particular is direct touch with the National Informatics Center, this can be implemented. So, you can see on the slide a simple figure is drawn wherein which it talks about the PPP model as well as the NIC model. So, both have their own advantages, both have their own salient features. So, whatever model that suits for the state, they can go for the either PPP model or else for the NIC model. So, SWAN has made operational in many states of India. Now also you can see there are many states of India, at least out of all the states, many of the states had been well connected right from the central level till the block level. The states union territories are utilizing the core infrastructure of SWAN for providing the closer user connectivity to various government offices in the state and union territories. These offices can access their applications or packages whatever that intend for their daily needs. And then this particular SWAN has integration with the NKN also. So, SWAN has been integrated with NKN in 29 states and union territories, and SWAN integration with NKN at district level has also been initiated, and at present 125 districts in 8 states are being connected with NKN. Let us see the bandwidth utilization. Almost whatever the bandwidth we can say 30 states or union territories are utilizing more than 60% of the bandwidth of the existing link capacity. So, you can say it has reached more than 50%, and the bandwidth utilization you can see here, it is crossing 50%, and most of the states and the union territories are utilizing this particular provided bandwidth by the SWAN program. Then performance monitoring of SWAN by TPA. So, we can see whenever the projects are being implemented, it will have a monitoring kind of thing. So, in order to monitor these particular SWAN implementation, they had identified some third party auditors. So, these third party auditors will check the progress or will check the performance of the SWANs in each and every state. So, to monitor the performance of SWANs, the department has mandated positioning of some third party auditors in each and every territory and in each and every state. States have unpaneled the TPS for monitoring the performance of these particular SWANs, whether it may be the connectivity, whether it may be the applications or whatever the case may be, how it is performing, this particular thing is being monitored by the TPS. You can see here, this is Madhya Pradesh SWAN network. This is a interface provided on the net, wherein which you can see the total statistics of the SWAN project implemented in Madhya Pradesh. So, there is another state which is implementing this particular thing. You can see here, this belongs to UP, and then there is another website, this belongs to Uttarakhand. So, just for like example purpose, I had taken only 3 states SWAN networks, that to their websites. Otherwise, you can see there are several states all over India and union territories all over India which are being implementing this particular SWAN projects. For each and every state, you can see their website, and then you can know the features, or else you can know how which model they are following, is that the PPP model or else the NIC model. So, among these two, they are following one model, and then they are implementing this particular thing in their state. So, apart from this particular thing, there is one project called as the state data centers. What is this state data center? It has been identified as one of the important element of the core infrastructure for supporting e-governance initiatives under National E-Governance Plan, that is NEGP. So, under this particular NEGP, it is proposed to create state data centers for the states to consolidate services, applications and infrastructure to provide efficient electronic delivery of government to government, government to customer and government to business services. So, you can see here, not only the connectivity thing that has been taken in the earlier slide. We had seen the connectivity mechanism from the SWAN networks, but here we are talking about the data center kind of thing. So, it has certain services that needs to be provided by each and every center, applications maybe that too from government to government or else from government to customer like consumer or government to business. So, they should have certain kind of facilities, wherein which it should have is a storage kind of facility, or else which it should support the applications, it should have certain infrastructures in place. So, where this particular thing lies? So, these particular infrastructure and other kinds of things will be hosted in a data center for each and every state. So, these services can be rendered by the states through common delivery platforms seamlessly supported by core connectivity infrastructure such as statewide area network. You can see here, this is the connectivity that we were talking about, and this data center is the point wherein which the complete infrastructure is being established. So, state data center would provide many functionalities, and some of the key functionalities are like we were talking about the space or else the storage part, that is central repository of the state, the secure data storage, online delivery of services. Many applications you can launch on that particular infrastructure, that it has some servers, it has application servers, and that too with many security aspects. So, these particular data centers is a kind of physical setup in each and every state, and that will be supported with the SWAN, that is the statewide area network. And there is another initiative from Government of India, that is the MEGARAJ Cloud initiative. So, by the word itself you can understand MEGARAJ means it is a cloud. So, all the cloud services whatever we are talking about under the government, even in our earlier session also we had discussed some websites, cloud based websites. Even there was an initiative wherein which the complete website also been designed using a template and can be launched on the cloud. So, that particular cloud whatever we were discussing at that stage is nothing but the MEGARAJ cloud. So, this particular MEGARAJ cloud is initiated by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, and it provide adoption of cloud services by the government. It is a kind of huge infrastructure in place wherein which all these government websites, institutions websites, and then whatever the case may be, all the websites that we were talking in the earlier sessions, all those are being placed on this particular cloud initiative. So the aim of the cloud policy is to realize a comprehensive version of a government cloud environment available for use by central and state government line departments, districts and municipalities to accelerate their ICT enabled services. So this is the basic objective of the cloud initiative, that is the MEGARAJ. So whatever the website or whatever the application that one wish to launch, so they can utilize this particular cloud initiative and they can launch the applications using this government cloud. For realizing the vision of MEGARAJ policy, the government department will have to assess their requirement and procure cloud services from the cloud service provider. These are the three important things that one should remember. One is the cloud service provider, another one is the managed service provider, and the third one is the systems integrated. So first of all, one should access the state, the department, or else whatever the case may be, the government agencies should first of all assess their requirements. So what kind of requirements that they have, whether they want to only launch the services part, whether they want to have the infrastructure part also, whether they want to have the complete platform kind of thing also. So they have to first of all assess their needs and then they have to go for the cloud services. In order to do the same, realize full benefits of the cloud adoption model, it is important for the departments to understand their responsibilities and they have to assess their requirements first of all, and then they have to opt for the service that is concerned for them or suits for them. So you can see here empanelment of cloud service offerings. Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has empaneled multiple cloud service providers for 3 different cloud deployment models. Everybody knows one is the public cloud we have, another is the virtual private cloud, and third one is the government community cloud. So depending upon the services or depending upon the applications that they wish to offer through these particular clouds, they have to opt one model, one deployment model from these 3 models. So each have their own merits, each have their own advantages. So they have to, the states or the government agencies needs to assess their requirements and select one of the option that is displayed over here. Coming to the services part, there are 3 kinds of services one can have, that is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So depending upon the, suppose if you are going to offer the services like the government to customer kind of thing, or else from government to business kind of thing, so those particular things comes under the software as a service. So you have to assess the need, like what are the kinds of applications or what are the kinds of services you want to provide. Depending upon that, you can adapt one or more models listed over here. So there is another interesting project which is picking up very much, that is a DigiLocker project. So this DigiLocker is a key initiative under Digital India, and right now it has been very popular website, wherein which a student or else any employee of government organization, whoever are having the particular government email ID, they can open this particular DigiLocker. By the name itself, we can understand this is a kind of digital locker system. So in the digital locker, what we can store? The soft copies of all the certificates, the soft copies of all the documents, important documents, whatever the case may be. And nowadays, government, whenever it wish to give certain facilities to the, like a kind of Aadhaar card or any kind of card or any kind of document that is being given from the government. So it first of all asks for your digital locker account also. So one copy may be transferred to you through your email, and the other copy they will be placing it in the digital locker, that to link it to your account. So suppose it may be a kind of many people, they are putting the, many states they are putting the driving license on the DigiLocker, and even CBSE they are putting the certificates on these DigiLockers. Government employees pertaining to their qualifications, all the documents we are uploading it to the DigiLockers. So this DigiLocker ties into Digital India vision's area of providing citizens a kind of shareable cloud platform, wherein which we can put all the documents, digital documents uploaded under our particular ID. So you can see here, this is the interface that they are providing. On using this particular interface, one can open their account. So the URL that is associated with DigiLocker is digilocker.gov.in. Please put the this particular URL, and you can see the various kinds of services or various kinds of things that can be uploaded onto this digital locker. All these digital locker documents are being very securely placed, and this is also having a kind of cloud based platform wherein which every person is being like given certain storage space. So, pertaining to the storage, one can upload the documents, one can save the documents under this DigiLocker. Suppose if a government organization is there and you are working in the government organization, you can upload all your documents onto this particular website, and you can also give the reference. Suppose if you are applying for any other government organization job, then you can refer to the ID, like whatever the ID that you had stored your documents, you can refer to that particular ID, and that company can access that particular documents placed under your ID, and they can verify your qualifications, other kinds of things. So, there is one particular thing called as the government eMarketplace, and in the earlier discussion also we had studied a little bit of e-procurement services and other kinds of things. This particular GEM is right away giving so many facilities, like the main facility that it is providing is a kind of e-commerce kind of thing, wherein which government created this particular portal to facilitate online procurement of common user goods and services required by various government departments, organizations and PSUs. So, whenever we talk about the like goods and services like stationery, it may be furniture, it may be computer, it may be server, it may be electronic, whatever the case may be. So, each and every goods whatever we wish to purchase for the government organization, the cost may vary from one like a provider to the other provider. So, government thinking in terms in order to provide the service at one point of contact. So, they had opened this particular website. It is very transparent, and many of the like facilitators or many of the providers, they can also enroll on this particular website, and government organizations, they can put their requirements and anybody can bid. This is open bidding system is also available, anybody can bid, and whatever the lowest quote price is there, so that particular product will be taken by the organization. So, GEM will enhance transparency, efficiency and speed in public procurement. It will also provide the tools of e-bidding and reverse e-auction as well as demand aggregation to facilitate the government users in order to procure the goods and services. So, this is the website that we are talking about. This is the GEM website, and this particular website consists of several categories, like if you want to purchase medical equipment for any hospital or for any medical college, it is possible. SARS collection is there, and then furniture. Suppose if the government organization wish to purchase some furniture, the desk, tables, chairs, whatever the case may be. So, they can purchase it through this particular website. And stationery, then fire safety equipment, and there is another important category which is called the electronic category, wherein which they have the collection of all the servers, they have the collection of all the desktops, all-in-one desktops, projectors, laptops, whatever the case may be. All these products are available under a single umbrella, that is the GEM through this particular GEM portal. Then there are certain centers called as the common service centers, and right now, earlier it was 1.0 and currently we have the version of 2.0 with an enhancement, that too under the Digital India scheme, and this aims for establishing self-sustaining network of 2.5 lakh common service centers at Gram Panchayat level under Digital India. That too under the pillar 3, there are several like 4 to 5 pillars. Under pillar 3, it is been placed the common service centers. This particular main motto of this particular common service center is to provide services at the block level, that is Gram Panchayat level. So, suppose if a person wish to print some Aadhaar card at the block level itself, so they can directly give the number and they can get the printout, or else the printout of that particular Aadhaar card then and there itself from the Gram Panchayat level. No need of running from pillar to post and like approaching any government organization. So, these are a kind of these particular centers are a kind of kiosk kind of thing, wherein which these centers are established at each and every Gram Panchayat, and one particular person will be there managing the whole common service center, and whatever the service that the rural people they want to have, those services can be taken from the help can be taken from these common services centers. Implementing agency, as you know, this is the CSE e-governance services India Limited. It is placed under CGO, so they are looking after this particular common service centers agenda and the functioning of common service centers. And right now 2.0 model is envisaged as a transaction based and service delivery based model, and it is catering to the needs of all the Gram Panchayat level citizens. Under this project, it is proposed to strengthen the common service centers network by ensuring standardization of service availability and ensuring capability building of all stakeholders involved. So, as you can see, this scheme envisages providing manpower resources both to the SDA as well as to the DEGS for enabling them to perform the desired role functions such as assistance, coordination is possible for execution of project till the delivery of e-governance services, monitoring and other kind of handmade services to the citizens. So, these particular common service centers network is very much popular among the rural areas. So, urban people, we have our own desktops, we have our own internet centers also. Suppose if we do not have the connection at our home, we can directly approach to any internet service center and we can log in to the account and we can take the services from then and there itself. But the rural people, they may not be having all kinds of services that we have in our urban area. So, these particular people, they are using the common service centers very much and they are getting the services of all the government initiatives, and they can, even we were talking about the NREGA initiative also, there they had already launched some website and they are providing the services, that too for an illiterate citizen, they are providing the services using the voice based. So, those particular services also can be availed from this CSC network. And there is one website from the Ministry of this one fertilizers, pertaining to the fertilizers and the other things. So, whenever there is a kind of insects attacking some crops in certain area, so that particular information also can be browsed through the internet that is placed in the common service center, and necessary information can be downloaded like what kind of fertilizer and what kind of insecticide that they have to put in order to avoid such kind of diseases, plant diseases and other kinds of things. So, there are several kinds of facilities one can have through this particular common service center, and it is becoming very much popular. So, people need to use all these kinds of services. And so, within these 4 sessions, we had seen several kinds of projects like developed by National Informatics Center, developed by EarNet, developed by Broadband, developed by MEIT, TY. So, there are several things that we had looked into. Some of them are old, some of them we had seen the ongoing projects, and then some projects are already listed in your material also. So, the material was somewhat a kind of old material. So, you can have the look and glance of the old material, the projects that we had earlier, and whatever that we have seen, some of the projects currently on these 4 sessions you can have, and you can browse through those URLs that I had mentioned in my presentations. Hope you had understood all the idea behind the projects of India managed by NIC, EarNet and other agencies, governmental agencies. So, with this I will conclude the session. Thank you, happy learning.